welcome to the Heart, Mind, and Voice Show. Hello, everyone.
Yeah.
Hello. Hello, HMB fans. We are so glad to be back. Oh, it has been an amazing, interesting week. So let's go ahead and get started. Hi, Patrina. Patrina said, I am already here, honey. I'm ready for it.
Hi, Trina. I miss you. Tell your mom I said hello. Give her my love.
Well, we definitely got a show for you tonight. And I know many of you are surprised because we have our special co-host back tonight. And so hi, Donald.
How you doing, ladies?
Good, good. Donald,
Hey, Donald.
You know, we're just going to nip this in the bud with the HMB fam. We need a nickname. We need one. Now, I got one for you, but you tell me what you want.
Donald with a capital D.
Oh, my Lord. So
I can go with that one.
No, all of us have tag names of a specialty, Donald. So we're gonna have to get something. I got something, but I'm trying to give you the opportunity to tell us what you're great at. Oh
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
I'll have one for you for the next show.
For the next show, you hear that?
For the next show, I'll have one for you for the next show.
Okay, for the next show, he said he's gonna have.
I'm curious as to what their name.
Why don't y'all do this?
Okay.
Since I believe your audience already know me by now, why don't you have them send in what they think I should be called and see what happens. Let them pick the nickname.
Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. What you think Donald's name should be? What should his nickname be?
What should it be? And keep it clean.
By the way, Patrina was on before, and remember we talked about the different hair colors and expressions. She said, "My hair is pink now."
Oh wow! I bet that's really pink.
Thank you, Trina, for the comment. Tell Mom I said hello. Give her my love.
Now, Trina, we'll be back. Moving on, it's your girl, Shalonda, known as Coach Shalonda. We have your girl, Karen, known as Mysterious K.
Hello.
And Miss Kaneen, known as Queen A.
Hi.
And, of course, our special co-host tonight, Donna, known as question mark. I definitely have some suggestions for Mr. Donald, but I'm just going to go ahead and let the fam, and we're going to, make sure y'all remind me to announce this throughout the night. We want to know in the chat. Katrina, put what you think we should call Donald. What is a good nickname for? Do Trina know Donald? Do we need to give out the character?
Let's throw some character
ride Donald a little bit. Mr. Perfect. Okay, you go, Queen A. What else?
There we go.
He's a jokester.
Yep.
Crazy as heck. Very blunt.
He's our headache.
Certified psycho, part-time preacher.
He's down to earth. Look, y'all. He's down to earth and loving.
Oh, yeah, he is.
And if you don't want the truth, don't ask me.
Oh, God, yes. Woo.
Yeah.
The truth
He's real.
Donald, I love it. Keep giving us the realness.
And he doesn't sugarcoat it at all.
Nope.
So if you're sensitive, tip on out.
You know how they do? They put that little church finger up and they start tipping out of there. Nobody don't see them. Yeah, do that.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Well, moving on to the show. So, did everybody have a good week? How was your week? I know it's been an interesting week for all. We've been hearing about these COVID cases, rising again, and Mr. Donald said that.
Wait, Coach Shalonda.
Hi, honey. Now get off.
Time to get off. Hi, baby.
DJ.
That's my little one, y'all. We love to tap in every now and then, but sometimes, we have a rated R plus or X minus show. And he's still underage. We love you, man. He's looking for some attention. Could y'all speak to him?
Yeah,
Say
we
hey,
was.
DJ.
Yes, hey,
My love.
So, okay, so Patrina said the cases are rising because no one wants to be vaccinated. Okay, bye, man.
But you know what? I decided to get vaccinated finally. So my appointment is Wednesday. Hopefully, I don't get scared and change my mind. But I finally decided to get vaccinated.
So, Miss Queen A is going to get vaccinated. Well, now since I'm all stuffed up and just the nasty cold, I did go get the test. I was negative, but I have been sick as a dog, and I'm just pressing through because that's what I do. But I did schedule to get the shot once again. I scheduled before and I chickened out. So for me, it's just been fear, not so much as I think this, I think that. I get sick of everything, and I have a whole nother conversation when it comes to politics. Anybody know me knows that.
Yeah.
But I did schedule once again for the shot. So Donald, you say you're vaccinated, right?
Yes.
Okay. So did you have any side effects?
No. The day when I did it, I went straight to the gym afterwards.
What? Okay.
Well, listen. People saying that you're gonna have side
Which
effects.
one did you get?
Which one was that? Pfizer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, like I told you guys earlier, I did it just so I can travel. I didn't do it for no other reason. Because everybody with this pandemic, they just gonna lock y'all up for another year.
Oh my God.
And then when people start letting loose, that's why you get all the craziness that's going on in the country.
Okay. So there were no side effects. Well, that's good to know. That's good to hear.
No, I'm already crazy. So what is that going to do to me?
Oh.
So it is what it is. I mean, listen, we're all praying people, right?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. That's it.
Very true.
That's it. That's a drop the mic moment. We all praying people. Don't let it don't let it bother you.
So Miss Serious K, are you going to get vaccinated?
I said I am. So my appointment.
Okay, Serious K. She thought I said Queen A. Oh, sorry.
Oh.
Go ahead.
I haven't scheduled yet, but I haven't scheduled yet, but I was thinking about what Donald was just saying with the new variant, and then they're talking about there may be other variants. I just think about are there going to be new vaccines?
There you go. The government
for those variants. So I just wonder.
People are still getting sick with the vaccine because what it is. I'm not a fan of masks. I don't wear it, don't want to wear it, not going to wear it. Nobody can make me wear it. That's how I believe. Now, before this pandemic, I was never in any people's face anyway. So I don't believe in getting all up in people's face. You exchanging bodily fluids even before this. I don't do crowds. I try not to do crowds. Sometimes it happens, and then I just slide off.
Right. Okay. Good point. Well taken.
Yeah.
They're definitely saying, the cases are rising. So you just don't know. And we're in a period of uncertainty. So we really just don't know. Like I said, I scheduled a shot before. I schedule it again. So
are you going to do it, Coach Yolanda?
Yeah, I scheduled tomorrow. So
really?
Yeah.
And what you do as soon as you take the shot, the spot wherever they stick you, because see, I don't like needles, so that was my biggest thing. It wasn't a thing. Just rub it because it stays there. Just rub it so it can move. Just rub your spot. That's all. You'll be all right.
Oh,
okay.
You'll be all right.
Okay.
Oh, like those vaccines when we were little. I still got a little thing on my shoulder. I can't remember which one it was, but I still got that little mark.
When they gave us 20 shots. Yeah, so okay. So definitely it's everybody's choice if you want to get vaccinated. It's amazing because it's like you don't really know what to tell people. You just like, well, you do what you know to do for yourself and your health. Be smart and as wise as possible. And if you want to ask doctors questions and stuff, because we're not medical doctors, so we can't answer those medical questions. But the doctor can, and I'm sure most of us have health doctors. So just have a consultation with them. They'll definitely give you their opinion. That's for sure. So moving on, like we said, this has been a just an interesting week. We definitely want to pay or acknowledge Frankie. Keisha Cole's mother passed away, and they said she passed away on her birthday. So we definitely want to send our thoughts and prayers out to that family. We know it's hard. We don't even want to imagine, how people say, I can only imagine. You don't want to imagine, losing your mom, your mother. So, or anybody, any of your loved ones. But definitely when it comes to, mom and children, it's just almost seems, unbearable. So thoughts and prayers definitely goes out to that family. So, and it's been a lot of, we're going to talk about that a little bit in the show. When we get to that topic, but it's been a lot of deaths, just here recently.
Yes.
And wow, we're still in, what is this, mid-year, when this is like the 7th going into the 8th month. So are we in the 3rd quarter yet, Donna, of the year? Almost.
Yeah. Basically, yeah, we
are. And we still got a little ways to go. So we got to stay prayed up. Prayed up for yourself, your family, your friends, and your friends. So moving on, let's go ahead and get started. I'm glad that everybody had a good week. Fam, I hope you all had a wonderful week. We got some great topics for you, and we're going to start off with one of the most spiciest topics of all time that some of us cannot wait to encounter, and that's the infamous Karen. And we all know who Karen is. We all know who Karen is, honey.
Listen, I wish we had the video. We could have watched how she reacted and acted like a fool.
Yes.
Yeah, honey.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
Karen. Now, I don't know how many of that video where she attacked the Nigerian. She was a Nigerian Muslim. I think she said she was a Nigerian Muslim. And I saw AM. I was like, I know she ain't been American. But anyway, it was on, I saw AM on the end of her title. But I attacked her in the store, and she was trying to tell her to get stand 6 feet away. And Karen wasn't having it, honey. Karen, she ain't having it. You not gonna tell her what to do. She not having it. But I told my co-host, I look forward to the day of meeting the Karen, because Karen gonna meet Sasha, and I ain't talking about the Obama's daughter. She gonna meet Sasha, Beyonce.
So that's the story.
That's gonna correct her. She would no longer be Karen, but she would be Karen and not Karen. Okay, so I look forward to that day of meeting her and having a nice encounter with her, and it'll be a nice encounter.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do?
Oh, honey, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna show Karen how she acts, but I'm gonna put 10 times. I'm gonna give it to her 10 times more. How she's on that floor.
Well, tell a story first of all. I don't know if everyone's familiar with the story, so let's hear the story of what happened.
Do you know the full story? Queen A?
I know it, but I'm saying for our audience may not know the full story.
Okay, well, go ahead, because I just know that she was approached. She was 6 feet back, and she got upset and tried to attack her. That's all I know. What do you know?
No. I was just saying to tell the whole story because they see the picture and not necessarily not everyone know the story. What happened with this?
Go ahead.
So Karen was in Bath and Body Works, and this woman. I mean, Victoria's Secret. Excuse me.
Which state? Which state?
Donald, keep it up.
Was it New Jersey?
Because there's a reason why I asked that.
It was on the East Coast.
Was it New Jersey? New York, New Jersey. Don't quote us on that. You probably want to look it up.
All right, because every state have different laws, and she knows she can get away with it wherever she does it at. If she do it in Texas, she gonna get away with it. She do it in Baltimore, she gonna get a behind whip. So that's why I asked you that.
That's a very good point. But I think she was in New Jersey.
That's what I thought. I thought it was in New Jersey. Yeah, it was New Jersey. Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so this woman came close up to her, and then Karen just acted a fool. She fell out on the floor. She hit the woman, right? Didn't she hit the woman, the African woman?
Yes, she did. Yes, she did. Yes, she hauled off. Girl. Okay, go ahead.
So she basically, long story short, she said the woman was too close. She was freaking out. I think she was having an emotional breakdown. I think she got a polo. She crazy, and and I think she just really just act up. And I don't know what happened, why she reacted the way she did, but they had to get the cops and everything involved, and she just really went off. And but the crazy part about it, this woman, this African woman, she wants to sue her supposedly, and she created a GoFundMe. And look, it's money out there, y'all. How much did she get?
She raised over $106,000 for an attorney to fight for her justice situation.
So it's money out there, y'all. People want to get money because in a situation like this, but somebody going off at you in the store. I mean, hey.
Yeah. So
you know what was so funny?
Go ahead, Serious K. Yeah.
What was funny was she was chasing the African woman, but she was yelling, "Get away from me!" But she's the woman, and she was mad at her because she was recording her. But y'all, what was so ugly? Well, we already know how it goes. When the police came out, they wanted to talk to Karen. They weren't really interested in what the African lady had to say. And she was over there, fake crying and bawling and stuff. And the police was just, well, we're trying to get both sides. She's like, no, you're not trying to get both sides. Y'all are listening to her. And I'm trying to tell you, I want to press charges because this lady assaulted me. And they just kind of, y'all know, if it was the other way around, honey.
Oh, yeah, she would
on the ground.
She would still be alive. Yeah.
Going to jail.
Exactly.
But let me tell you, if I encounter Karen, I want a Mason. Honestly, I'm just being real. I want a Mason. But I'm gonna call 911 and I'm gonna act like her. Oh my God, I'm being attacked. Somebody please help me. Oh my God, it's a Caucasian lady. I'm telling you.
Around. Yes.
Look, but let me tell you, that African woman, like she really was very patient with it. Like honestly, like I'm a patient person, but I don't know how I would have reacted in that instance. Like it probably would have been a natural reaction. Like like it probably just been a natural reaction.
Yeah.
So I'm very, that's good that she did not, but she took advantage of it. And this happened. Let me say about maybe 2-3 years ago, where I lived in Alpharetta, Georgia, and my son and I, we were in our place, and a Caucasian man, white man, came and he was drunk, and he supposedly had the wrong place, and he was just acting up a fool, like he was trying to break our window and everything. We called the cops. The cops, the first thing they said was they came and addressed us and said, "Are you having a party in here?" Okay, it's a man out there trying to break into a and you're asking if we having a party. And they said, okay, they had someone talk to the white man outside, and they came into my place and they said they just want to have a look around. For what? We just called so you could protect us. Right, exactly. We're like, we called you to be protected, not for you to come in and try to look around the place. And my son, I had to really calm him down because at this point, he had a few run-ins with the cops. He was just really like upset. He was just going off. Thank God the cops didn't know how to use tactics to calm him down as well, though. But he was just flipping out because I guess all that he had in him regarding police and everything that's going on. I mean, he really went off and he was like almost in tears saying, "Why are you addressing, my mom and I and not taking care of someone who was trying to come in our place?" Then they asked for ID.
Right.
How you asking for our ID? I mean, I guess it's routine. But, it's just interesting how they look to address us first, thinking that it could be us possibly that's having, that's having the issue, or they look to calm us down. We were already, well, my son wasn't, but I was already calm. But the guy was outside acting a plumb fool. And they wanted to talk to us first and before they even addressed him. And they said, okay, well, we're going to walk him to his place. So we did see his ID. And apparently he was, he lived like a few places down or whatever. But the thing is, you should have done that. You should have addressed him first. Like you come trying to check us out first instead of checking this. And he was drunk. and high, he was high on some stuff too. So, it was just crazy.
Wow. Donald, what do you think about the Karens of the world?
All right, well, let me just say this first. I'm not an advocate of violence.
Right.
I do not believe in hitting women.
Right. But you're
now, now, with love.
You're knock her the hell out.
When that lady was on the floor, from the picture that I seen, that African sister should have used her head as a soccer ball. Because we're going to get in trouble anyway for doing something small. So just get in trouble for doing something big. Now in New York, they doing whatever they want to do because nobody goes to jail. That buffoon of a mayor that we got here just letting this city just go to, it's a cesspool right now.
Oh, wow.
So you can do something to somebody at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and before the 6 o'clock news, they walk in the street. So I don't have problems with people. I guess because the areas I go, I don't go around people. That's stupid. But I will tell you, if it's a male, not a female, if a man come up in my face with some nonsense, I'm going to make the news. I'm gonna make sure that way everybody will know. Leave people alone.
Exactly my statement, Donald. When I said I'm gonna show Karen, I'm gonna teach her how to really be a Karen.
But now, if it's a Karen, I'm gonna tell her to go get Ken. go get your husband because I'm not gonna touch you. Go get your husband. Let me whip his behind for letting you come out here acting like you don't got no sense.
Now, Serious K and Coach Lama, what was your response? Like, would you have hit her back?
No, they wouldn't.
I told you I would act like her.
You guys are decent human beings. You're not going to stoop to their level. Now, what Kim said she a Mesa. All right, Mesa.
It would be hard to your reflexes when somebody hits you just hit back.
Your natural reaction
so in that situation,
the bust head till you see the white meat. That's the natural reaction. Yeah, but
Yeah, see, I can't say what I would do if I was in that situation, but I think that if it were to happen to me and I see it about to transpire, I'm getting on the phone with 911. I'm beating her to the punch. Yeah. I'm calling first.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, and I'm crying. I'm gonna cry.
Yeah, me and Serious K, we have this.
I'm the victim.
When we get serious, and now that we're aware of it, so we're aware. When I don't know about you guys, but definitely when I go into stores, and if I have just like I was in the store today buying something, and probably a pre-Karen, she almost ran into me. I didn't even have a buggy or anything. I was trying to run and get two things, and she almost ran into me, and I was like, "Ooh," like she was gonna run right into my stomach. And I'm like, "Oh my God," I'm pushing her buggy like, "Excuse you," and she looked at me, and she didn't say a word, but she kind of looked at me, and it made me think of Karen instantly because I'm like, "Okay, is she gonna say something?" I kept walking. Because I'm a little crazy. So I try to, keep my distance from people because I know, but God has done wondrous work in me. I'm so much better now. But, sometimes I can't be tipped over to the edge. Yeah. But, Serious K is right down, Queen A. We really don't know what we would do. We are aware of the Karens today. Mm-hmm. But my past, where, when my temper just flips and it takes forever to come back. Where I go from 0 to 200. Now I pass 100.
That's my girl.
The pandemic and everything that's going on today.
I'm gonna give you guys a quick lesson, a 30-second lesson on what to do when they act up.
Okay.
When they start ranting and raving and jumping up and down, acting stupid, just look at them. That's one. Then you ask them, do they like? Then you ask them, don't put your hands on them. Then you ask them, do they like soup? Chicken noodle, aggressive, something like that. Yeah, something with broth in it. Because then you explain to them if they keep acting stupid, you're gonna wire their jaw, and their next meal for the next couple of weeks is gonna be through a straw. I'm telling you, then they'll leave you alone.
Donald, see that Donald is here.
Just ask them. Listen, I've done it plenty of times. You like soup? And they're like, what are you talking about? You keep running your mouth, that's all you're gonna be able to eat. And then they walk right away from you.
Wow.
Just ask them they like soup.
Do you like soup?
Yeah, I like
Okay.
soup.
You know that Aquarius come out.
You know,
That
Campbell's,
Aquarius come out,
Progresso,
and it'll
you know, something
definitely
like that.
Yeah, definitely be like,
But-
do you like soup?
Yeah, just like soup. Then they're gonna look
In
at you like you
her
crazy.
instance, she seemed like she was a little crazy. So you know,
Crazy is and crazy. Hello.
you may just have to show her,
Oh my
like, you know,
God.
because when you crazy and you act just as crazy to a crazy person, they straighten right up.
So that's
Now,
why you said it was done in Jersey, because
Yeah.
in New York, if you act crazy, you don't go to jail.
Oh.
So she might have been on her
So
way to
she
New York.
probably should have laid out on the floor and started shaking with the lady.
Yes, and she wouldn't have wrecked the jail. Lay right next to
Shaking
her.
next to her.
Lay right next to her. Nobody go to jail then.
Oh my God, that is crazy. But do you guys
Oh,
think
that's
about
funny.
that? Like, why do you think? What are your honest opinions of why the cops or the police go to when there's an altercation between a black and white person? Why do they go to the blacks first? What are your thoughts on that? Like, what do you think?
Can I have this one?
Please take it.
Oh, yes, please. First of all, they're trained. All right. Let me let your audience know I'm not a cop hater. They are good and bad.
And
But
this is all allegedly and for entertainment
purposes only.
Yeah,
Yes.
go ahead on.
Yes. Now, first of all, Caucasian people are afraid of us. Whether they're cops or not cops. That's one.
Okay.
Cops are not trained to handle people. Handle us, basically.
Mhm.
Now, do we like cops? No. But do we need them? Yes. Now, we can't take the law into our own hands. But when they approach us with that, I've learned that sometimes if you try to be kind to them, they will bring it down. But
Yeah.
they pull me all the time. It's just sometimes when I see them, I just pull over because I know they're coming. Yeah, I just pull over because they bother me about my windows all the time.
Oh, hell.
They bother me about my windows. They crazy. So, but in Queen A's situation, when that cop wanted to come in your house, it was your right not to let him to come in there. What was the reason why you coming? Do you have a warrant? No. Get out. I go through that all the time. They pull up right in front of my house looking stupid, and I just go walk onto my property and I just stare at them.
Right.
You're not coming in here. First of all, I'm not doing nothing. I just want to know why you riding back and forth looking at me.
Right.
Yeah. But the cops are just, they just bugged out. They got a whole lot on them. Everybody hates them. Their family hate them.
Yeah.
Nobody likes them. And a lot of them that become cops because they was getting beat up as kids. So now you get them a gun, now they tough. You take that badge and that gun off of most of them, and they're just as humble as can be.
Wow. That's an unfortunate.
It's sad.
Yeah.
Now their psych evaluation should be more strenuous. Because a lot of them should not be able to carry a gun.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Very true.
Should not be. Nope.
Yeah, we talked about this a while ago, how there should be psychological, evaluations done before they're
Well, they do have before.
They do?
They have to pass a psychological exam.
Yes, and guess what?
Well,
you don't think they tell them how to pass it?
They need
you don't think
random.
they tell them how to pass it? You don't think they tell them how to pass it?
Oh, well, they do.
But
they coach them.
Serious K is correct. She said they need them often to they have them maybe quarterly or maybe twice a year. They definitely need to have them.
Yeah, they should have them every quarter.
But they're taught, and this I know for a fact, but I'm not giving my resources.
Mm-hmm.
I know for a fact they're trained to shoot to kill. Mass, they're trained to shoot center mass, from the neck to the waist. They're not trained to shoot you in the leg or the arms.
Right. Yep.
Their training is, if you ever look at that little bullseye they shoot at, look at it.
Oh, you're right.
They're not trained. You don't see a bullseye with the arm sticking out. They're trained to shoot you. And anytime a cop said they made a mistake and hit you with a stun gun, you know what side your gun is on.
And
if you're right-handed, your gun is on your right side.
Yeah.
A stun gun is bright yellow.
That's really sad though, because it's amazing because some have argued that it's a mental thing when it comes to the Karens of the world.
Right.
I mean, I think that whole some validity, don't you guys? I think so. I mean, I think for them to for we know that it's all pretentious, is all just because of their, sad hatred towards, and not the hatred can be happy, but just their hatred towards, a race, that they act like this. But one thing I would like to know is have y'all seen any snippets or any videos where Karens have acted a certain way towards Asians or towards Latinos? Has it been strictly black people, or has it been other races as well?
Other races too.
Oh, okay, because I haven't seen those, and I'm like, do anybody?
No, they just don't like nobody. They just want all right. When that other guy that was the president before said "Make America Great Again," he was talking about make it the way it was back in the 1800s.
Oh, absolutely.
So that gave them a pass to say, you know what? We don't want nobody here but us. We didn't ask to come here. Y'all came and got us. We didn't ask to come here. Y'all came and got us. Now y'all don't want us here because we're doing better than you. So what you're going to try to do is you're going to stop us from working. You're going to stop us from voting. You're going to stop us from living where we want to live at. You're going to do everything you can to stop us. You cannot stop us.
Right.
You can. We're going to keep pushing forward. We're going to keep doing what we got to do. Y'all going to keep acting stupid and jumping up and down, want to get all these hits on videos and all this other stuff. I mean, they just nuts.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Sandrine said black and brown people have been deemed the aggressor culprit in all situations. Hence, we will always be the ones to be blamed in altercations with others. It's the privilege they think they have. Wow. And I know that's
right. I agree. And they know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing, because remember the guy, the bird watcher, it was in the park.
In Central
Remember
Park.
the first thing she said was, I'm gonna call police. They know what they're doing. And then she wanted to get on the phone. It's not a mental thing. Some of them are. I'm not, taking that lightly. But
guess what they're doing?
They know what they're doing. She said that guy, she's like, I'm gonna call the police. Then she no. And the guy's just standing there like looking at her like, are you crazy?
But Kim, you know why they do that? It's what you guys said earlier.
Why?
When the cops come, who do they talk to first?
White people.
They talk to the black person.
The black people, right?
Yeah, they talk to the black people. If a cop shows up and there's a white woman and a black man, who you think they're gonna pull a gun out on?
Oh, you already know.
Right now.
You know who they put a gun out on.
Right.
So,
you already know.
Quick, I have a lady live across the street from me. As a white lady. She just moved into the neighborhood. She had a fight with her boyfriend. I happened to be out there. I seen it. I ran over there. I chased him away. She says, Donald, I'm calling the cops. I said, okay, I'm gonna be across the street. She says, why? I said, because when they pull out and they see me standing here, they're gonna think it's me.
Right.
And I did. I came across you. I stood in my yard. I watched the whole thing.
Now, her boyfriend is white. Is he white?
Yeah. No, he was Indian. He was in there. So naturally, the cops looking at me. She's like, "Oh, that's my neighbor. He helped me." They come over here. Did you see the man? No. I just heard him out here screaming and yelling. He hit her. That's all I do know. I says, now I don't know nothing else.
That's interesting, though.
I went back to my property. I told her.
Wow. I'm just kind of surprised that it was an Indian. I mean, I'm not trying to be funny, but Indians don't usually go out, act crazy like. Anyway,
he was sipping. He was sipping.
New York and New Jersey.
I'm like, wait, what? Yes, they do.
Yes, they do.
You hear any altercation about Indians? No, I don't have nothing here.
No, but they got bad attitudes. They have bad attitudes.
Only when they drinking. Only when they drinking.
Remember who was
we purchased our house from
No mind.
I had someone rent from me, and it was a big altercation. So
never mind.
I'm not saying all. I'm just saying.
Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah, they are. Yeah. They're out there. May not be as much as the Caucasians, but they are definitely out there. That's really sad though, because like I said, I'm sure it run across your mind when you're in the store. You think about the Karens and stuff, and that's something HMV fan for you to think about. How should you respond? Now, Donna did give us some tips. How should we respond? I don't know if you want to use those tips, but how should we respond when we encounter a Karen? How should we respond? Should we speak some knowledge to her? Throw some blows on her, or fall out and, act like a Karen, act like her twin. How should we, react? And of course we can say we'll do this. And then when we're in that moment, you just don't know how you'll react. And you can only hope that you will have some type of self-control.
Mm-hmm.
Because more than likely it'll be reversed unless someone is feminine. And that's another thing, unless someone is recording it. Most days somebody will record. That's a whole nother topic too, because I have some things to say about when people are standing on the sideline recording altercations. Like, I feel a certain way about that. Yes, record our altercations, but what if it's someone that's in need? What if someone is bullying someone, picking on someone, a man and a woman, or this man, like what Donald just mentioned earlier, is attacking this woman, or these girls are attacking another girl, and in that what do we do? Like, should we just record it? Should we help them out? Like, what should we do in that instance? And I know that's very sticky. That's very, oh my God, because you don't want to die. Someone can have a weapon. You don't want to get hurt, and you don't want anything to happen to someone, anything to happen to that individual. Of course, no, not yourself, but that individual either. But that is something to really think about, because the days are really getting crazy, and it's a lot that's going on out here in society, and stuff like that is happening. I mean, we see it every day on the gram, on Facebook. If you got Twitter, it's on Twitter. So it's happening all the time where people are getting attacked, and a lot of people on the sideline. Even with the George Floyd, last year, many people on the sideline. Of course, that had to do with cops, but gosh, how can we intervene? That's something where organizations, people should get together and form groups. How can we intervene and help those that are in need of help at that time? Someone need to be recording it because it's good for, like, legal.
Coach Shalom, before we move on, I just want to say to everyone, please like, share, subscribe. Because we're definitely going to be having some interesting, great things coming up for the Heart, Mind, and Voice family. So please like, share, and subscribe. It's going to be very, very important in the next couple of months, because you're going to see some interesting things that's going to be going on with the Heart, Mind, and Voice show.
That's so true. Some great stuff. And Donald is going to be a part of it, y'all. So about that current situation, you guys, that is definitely something to think about. Think about how will you respond, because it just might happen to you. It just could happen to you. And then think about, have conversations as far as it, because what if it was your loved one? What if it's your son, Queen A, or your son or daughter, Sirius K, that get attacked? And there are people on the sideline just filming it, watching your child get attacked. How would you feel in that case? Donald, you have beautiful daughters. How would you feel if that's your child getting attacked, and there are plenty of people on the sideline just watching and trying to make sure it's live on their media?
It's sad. It's sad.
That's really sad.
That's all I can say. It's sad. It's sad.
So
all right, y'all, we're gonna go to a lighter subject. We're gonna go to a lighter subject, and we're gonna keep moving.
We are going to go to a lighter subject, but that is definitely something for the fam to think about, because it's real. It is definitely real. And this is what we deal with, real things that are happening today. And that attacks the mind, and that attacks your heart. So, that is something for y'all to have those conversations with your family or your friends or people you work with. Let's form something. Let's create something. Let's become the do better society. That's what we need to start pushing forth, those initiatives. Let's do better as a race and as a society. Now, moving on to some juicy.
Yes.
See, y'all, we don't want to do better. We just want to gossip and talk. We don't want to do better. We just want to gossip and talk. But there was a little little news out there that the famous Dr. Dre is now having to pay his soon-to-be ex-wife as they go through their divorce proceedings, allegedly. But as they go through their divorce proceedings, over $300,000 monthly, which equates out to 3.5 or 3.6 million a year in spousal support. So, fam, oh my God, divorce is very hard. But y'all tell me, my special co-host, what do y'all think about this lump sum of money every month and then a year? How do you feel about, first of all, you've been married to this person over 20 some years. Do you think that you're entitled to 3 million a year? Serious K? Serious K?
Oh yes, of course. Especially, yes,
Mm.
especially if I've been there, but I know, like, from the beginning, and I hear you build this empire. Yes, and don't
Mm-hmm.
mention if we got kids together, of course, because like they say, you gotta help me maintain this lifestyle that you started. And plus, I'm not trying to say you owe me nothing, but I mean, I deserve half.
What you owe me?
And isn't it contingent on if she doesn't get married again, right?
Contingent
Something
on
like
if
that.
she doesn't get married again, or if he dies, it cuts off. If she dies, obviously it cuts off. But yeah, if she doesn't get married again,
Okay,
or
okay.
an
And
relationship, right?
I knew someone personally. Well, okay. So I know a situation like this.
Mm-hmm.
The woman, he died though, and he left her money, but she'll keep getting this money unless she gets married again. So guess what? She never got married again. So she keeps getting this money. And that's kind of sad when you think about it. It's like you just gonna be alone. You're gonna be old and alone. You're gonna have money, but you're gonna be old and alone. And I knew of another situation, but this wasn't even a lot of money. This didn't make sense to me. This
Mm-hmm.
lady and man, they were very much in love, and the man wanted to marry the woman. But
Mm-hmm.
y'all know that she would not marry the man because she wasn't going to get her ex-husband's social security check? Y'all know that
Wow.
ain't no money. Come on, girl.
Oh,
So he
That's
left her. So he was
crazy.
like, okay, you know what? Ain't that
oh,
Look,
crazy?
Nikki
yeah.
Green said, I'll be living like Oprah and Stedman. I know that's right.
Well, Queen, we already know your
See,
answer. But go ahead, Serious K. What were you gonna say?
I was just saying, see, you got to get a man that agrees with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay. But I'm sure if it was like that much money, the guy, he probably would have stayed with this lady. If it was that much money, he probably would have. But you want to hold on to a $300 check, whatever. Ain't that something? I was like, okay.
What
That's
you gotta
crazy.
say, Donald?
Well, like Kim said, if she was there from the beginning when he was selling beats out of his trunk, she helped him build that.
Yep.
Now, the law is the law.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to abide by the law.
Right.
Now, did they get a divorce because of something she did? So if she got caught cheating, I don't know why they got divorced. If she got caught doing something, she don't deserve a dime.
Mm.
Bottom line. If he got caught, all right, oh well, yeah, you get it. If
Mhm.
she got caught doing something, she should not be rewarded for doing some dirt to that man.
Oh, we have
That's all.
feedback in the
Yeah.
background, sounds like. Now,
Mhm.
I believe that so this we talked about this before about prenups. That would have been great because he wouldn't be going through all of this. But she,
So they do have one in place, I think. Yeah.
oh wow, and they still wow.
I don't know what it. I think they have one though, but yeah, I don't know what all is in it. But
Now you think about it. Who's she gonna meet that's gonna be able to give her what she's getting from Dr. Dre? Because they say that she can't. She's not gonna. If she get married, it's gonna stop.
Right,
yep, it will
exactly.
cut. It will cease.
It will come. So she got to go get a ball player or another musician or somebody.
And most likely, when you think about those wives that marry into, entertainment or riches or whatever, they typically do go with someone else that's kind of in that same status. You can't even imagine going to someone with lesser status when
Right.
you already, you know, have arrived. So, but you know, in that instance, she deserved, you know, I mean, I guess as much as she's getting, I don't know, but she helped him build his empire. She was there, you know, while he built it. You know, she was there when he was, you know, when he was at the bottom. So she deserves something. I mean, if it's that high, I don't know, but she definitely deserves some type of compensation.
Well, they're going on his income. He's supposed to be allegedly now a billionaire.
Close to
So
being
that's what they're basing it on, his income.
Nikki Green said she can marry Bill Gates. Okay,
Look,
now.
I know that's right. You know what? I'm getting ready to go to the other side. I am done with black men. I'm going to the other side.
Oh Lord.
Let's go. Since you brought that up, we're going to go ahead and dive off, y'all, into our very first topic. Enough of them hot topics. They were hot tonight, honey. One thing I can say about that $3 million a year, I'll be at Oprah and Stedman. But moving on. So our first
Nikki
topic.
Green said, huh?
Oprah and Stedman.
And Gail, you can't forget about Gail. She in there too now.
And Gail.
Oh Lord.
But I just want to move on, you know, into that to the topic for tonight. How soon is too soon? And when we talk about how soon is too soon, honey, we're talking about all of it. All of it. How soon?
Yes.
Too soon.
My topic, y'all.
How soon is too soon to dib and dab, if you know what I mean? How soon is too soon to have not one drink? Excuse me, not one drink. I'm doing a windy. Not one drink, but drinks. And I'm talking about a number of drinks. How soon is just too soon for it all when it comes to him and her? When it comes to two people meeting for the first time romantically, how soon is too soon? Come on, y'all, tell me, how soon is too soon, Dom?
All right, here we go. Now, speaking from a male point of view, the men probably gonna beat me up on this, but if you get with a woman, you meet a woman, you sleep with her the next night, that's a jump off.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Right. Now, if it's somebody that you really like, you take your time with her because you want it to be special.
Right.
A month to, I would say 2 to 3 months, because you know that's who you want to be with, so you don't want to mess it up.
Mm-hmm.
But if you just need to just, say, all right, I just need something. All right, cool. I'll hook her up and she go her way, I go my way. Mm-hmm. And that's it. Now, some relationships do come about a one-night stand, but I just can't see it. I can't see knowing somebody in that first night, just because she made your toenails curl, that you're going to be with her for the rest of your life.
Toenail.
He didn't say toes, he said toenails.
Yeah. Because some guys get stupid. They get turned out the first night.
Yeah.
They had that little tear. Y'all seen Harlem Nights? He had that little tear in his eye, talking about he not going home to his wife.
Oh, yeah.
People are crazy.
Temptation is crazy.
Yes, but you cannot put yourself in that position either where you're going to make the other person tempted.
So I'm glad you said that, right? So let me tell y'all a little. I'm not going to tell, the whole story again, but so
I hope everybody is listening. Everybody out there.
No, listen, she goes a lot of crazy. But I mentioned last week about dating a guy and everything, right? So we were look at what? Every time I talk about this, Donald he's sighed. Look at his face. So when he already warned me. So that's basically it. So anyway, I went out with this guy and I said the red flags is always there. Coach Londa mentioned this. She said, your gut always tell you, and my gut was speaking. So we were supposed to go out this weekend, but he convinced me and I did go out last week with him. So on the date, y'all, it was hot and heavy. Woo!
Wait a minute now. Tell me more.
So it was a lot of chemistry, a lot of attraction. And we kissed on the first date, y'all, and we were hot and heavy with the kissing.
What?
But I said to him, we are moving too fast. I had to stop it, but I was praying, y'all. I was like, Lord, please take the wheel, please. Because everyone who's been listening been knowing that my whole celibacy thing and waiting for my mate and so forth. So I ain't even gonna lie. I'm gonna be honest, y'all. I thought I was gonna cave in. I was like, Lord, help me.
No.
But I did not. And I was like, look, we got to step it back. We can't go out on all our other dates, whatever, because we got to control it. And he argued with me as far as why it's not such a big deal to move so quickly, whether it's kissing, whether it's sex. So I had to cut it off, y'all. I had to end it. So now I know.
Burn it.
I think it's very important. I listened to this YouTube show the other day, and I forgot the guy name. It's an Indian man actually, and he talked about having when you mix and mingle with people, right? He said when you get involved with a person, and I think we talked about this before. He said cells have memories. When you swap in, spit or sexual juices, it all have memories. So you come into the relationship and when you engage with someone, all those memories from past relationships that, that person has encountered, what you have encountered is all mixing and mingling. So now what you have here is cells going, from another person going into your body. And now you're wondering why you feel, depending on the person. That's why you should always match a person that have the same vibration or higher, because you don't want to get involved with someone. Yeah, exactly. And you're wondering why you feel sick. You're wondering why you're emotional, why bad things are happening in your life. And that's part of the reason why I went on this whole journey of just waiting for the right one. Because I remember when I got involved years ago, I was going forth with this guy for about 10 years. And I started to realize when I engaged with him, I was feeling like it was all type of things going on. As I become more spiritually aware, I'm very sensitive spiritually. So I was feeling all type of emotional feeling. Like I was like, what is going on? And then it was hitting my finances, y'all. But hitting my finances a wrap. So that's what you start noticing when you're mixing and mingling. You're moving too fast. It starts hitting your life in certain ways that sometimes is not good.
Yeah, very true. Serious K, what are your thoughts on how soon is too soon?
Well, honey, I was married now, and but
like I was married now.
But I gotta be honest, it was pretty quick for me and my husband. But the dynamics of our relationship was, I don't know, it was totally different than anybody else I had dated or been with. It's like, I don't know, we had like the connection and chemistry, and it was about 2 weeks, maybe about 2 weeks after meeting each other, and we have been together. We've never been apart, not since then. I mean, maybe one time I went on a girls trip, but other than that, we together every day since then, and it's been 7 years. We've been married 7 years. So I did that because he always remember how long we've been married. I was going 7, 8. So we've been married for 7 years now. And I mean, we didn't talk about it. We didn't talk about after how you feel. You embarrassed, you shame, like me, you don't like me. It was nothing like that. We just kept on going with the relationship. And they say, got engaged, got married, and hey, we good. So I just believe it depends on the people. You definitely want to make sure that it's consensual, that you both on the same page, be with you talk about that first. How do you feel about having sex on the first date? You talk about that first. How long you want to wait? You talk about that stuff first.
Mm-hmm. Now, Serious K, quick question, because I love what you said, because I do believe like it's the maturity of a person. And like, did you have that feeling? Like sometimes is the right person. Like you just kind of have a feeling, and you don't mind going there because you kind of just have that feeling. Did you have a feeling like you wasn't you was certain, or I mean, you never really certain in the beginning, but did you already have a good feeling about it, or what?
I I had a good feeling about him. I'm gonna tell you, like the first date we had. I mean, it was totally different. He wasn't trying to rhyme or reason or he was just, it felt like we knew each other forever. Like the conversation flowed. We were just like, I mean, like we just knew each other forever. So I just had this gut feeling that he was going to be in my life for a while. I didn't know he was going to be my husband. I just knew he would be around. He was somebody that I wanted in my life, whether it be friend, boyfriend, husband, whatever. I just knew he had to be a part of my life. You know, like my mom always say, we have a lot of things in common, habits, our ways, our characteristics. I just knew he had to be in my life. So yeah, I had a good feeling that something was gonna happen between us, but I just wasn't sure of what. Of course, he knew. They say the man always knows, but I didn't. So I was always comfortable with him.
And see, that's interesting because like you would you have an interest, you have a feeling, and it's like, do you go with that feeling or do you hold back? Like, so again, how soon is too soon? Do you hold back from the feeling? So like for me, when I went out on the date, I definitely had to, I mean, he seemed like a good person. He seemed like, I'm not gonna say the one, but but it's like I had certain feelings too. But I think it was more of temptation rather than like, okay, like I did like him, but I felt like more of a temptation rather than just this is the person that I want to be with for some time. So
wow, that's a good question.
Because I definitely wasn't thinking about sex on that first date,
Of course, woman is.
Listen, I was thinking, I was already there before the date.
Lord help. But I'm glad that we have a guy on because we could get a male's perspective about, how soon is too soon, and then, do they know? At HMB fam, I just want you to know that our series K will be jumping off in about a minute or two. She has an engagement that she's obligated to. Yeah. It's gonna be a beautiful engagement. She's gonna hop out and she'll feel good. But we love you. Have fun. But Donald, I definitely, that is a great question. I want to ask you the question. Did you know, and is that like just a saying, or is it cliche, or what? Do men know instantly, immediately, or does it take a little bit, or do you know when that person, that woman is the one? Do you know, like right off the bat? You just know you have to, allow time to take its.
When you say, do we know it's the one that we want to be with the rest of our lives, or the one we just want to have that sexual?
Or, right?
Both of them.
It might be the one when you look at them, that's the one you want to hit, so to speak. You look at it and say, oh, she's attractive. I wonder what she got up under that hood. Then you got other ones that you look at and say, you know what? That's who I want to bring home to mama. Mm-hmm. So my mother picked my wife. So no matter who I was messing with, my mother always said, you can do whatever you want, however you want, but Darlene is going to be the one.
Oh, wow.
So I'm like, who do you listen to? You listen to mama. Mm-hmm. But there was an attraction when we met. Like I told y'all before, we met on a blind date. Mm-hmm. We met on a blind date, and I never did. I knew she was the one because when she told me what to say, all right, we'll go back out on another date, but this is what you have to do. And I did it. Came back, and that was 30 plus years ago.
Wow.
But can you engage with a woman, so soon, whether kisses, sexual, whatever, and still have that same respect? Like you still look at her as
it's hard.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I meet you, and I mean, sometimes the chemistry is there, but then after you leave, you're like, why did I do that?
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I can't get that back.
Right.
I don't know nothing about this woman. We playing tonsil hockey together. We exchanging saliva. I don't know where she's been out the day before. She's kissing me like this now. Who knows what she did 20 minutes prior to this?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
So that's always in your mind.
Mm-hmm. And that was my opinion as well. Like I remember we had a discussion. We were talking about it after, and I was like, well, how do you feel? Like do you do this all the time? You know, he said he didn't think that way, but they're not gonna be honest about it, of course.
Listen, men are hunters.
Yeah.
You women are prey. So again, men, don't beat me up on this one because I know a lot of them getting in trouble right now. In our minds, if we see somebody beautiful, we got this thing where how long is it going to take me to get her?
Mm-hmm.
Is it going to take me a week? Is it going to take me a day? Do I got to wine and dine her, or do I, what do I have to do to get, how do you call this? So I can polish my skills, so I can go for the right one next.
Right.
Wow.
Because it's a game.
Wow.
And you guys play the game.
Mm.
Y'all, all right, now listen. Y'all know
I was playing it too.
There you go. Y'all play this game. Y'all get us revved up. Y'all get us tuned up, and then when y'all get us, y'all get us to the point of, okay, let me go. You go A, I go B. You keep going back and forth. Then if I go to C, you're like, all right, hold on, back up. No, you just got me aroused. Now you want to stop me. Y'all know, what I'm here for.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I told you I wanted to see you a week ago. Now I'm seeing you now.
But on the first date, well,
Yeah.
that's only if their mind is to hit it and quit it, right?
Right, but a lot of times a woman also, they've been scorned, so they're like, you know what? I know he's here to get his. I'm gonna get mine too.
Now,
and a lot of women do that.
I've met a couple that they I think they met online.
Uh-huh.
They had sex the first night and they got married. So I don't want to say it's not possible. Would I do it? No, I wouldn't do it. Because I want that man to see me, different. I don't want him to view me as, okay, do you do this with everyone?
Right.
But is
you
it
gotta,
possible? Yeah.
I mean, sometimes it is possible, but you open yourself up for, in my opinion, a disaster because you don't know that person. You're exchanging stuff and you don't know what kind of background this guy got. You don't know what kind of background his family got. I mean, they can have mental issues. They can be drug addicts, alcoholics, all kind of stuff. You having sex with this man, and a lot of times, and we all know this, ladies and gentlemen, not everybody carry rubbers.
Yeah.
No matter how crazy it is, and no matter what's going on out there, people don't carry rubbers. And then guess what? Somebody don't got pregnant. Now you don't want to be involved in the kid. And that's why, it's just crazy.
Very true.
Let me ask you this, Donald. For men that walks around and carry condoms, and maybe carry condoms on the first date or the first whatever, isn't that sending a subliminal message too? Like,
yeah, you carried it. And then what you do is you don't hide it. You put it right there in the cup holder in the car. Let her listen. When she get in the car, she gonna know. Oh, okay, well, and then that's a conversation piece because she gonna be nosy. That's what y'all do. She's gonna look and be like, "Hold on, what's that condom there for? Is that from your date last week, or did you put that in there for us?"
Right.
And then you say, "Well, listen, I don't know what's gonna happen tonight. So if it does happen, I want to be protected." So now what you do, you putting the ball in her court.
And I've tested, I've tested him, right? Not to say I planned on having sex, not at all. But I've tested him and I said, we were kissing and all of that, so I said, do you have a condom? He said yes, and he pulled it out.
Wow.
But I only asked him that to see was that his intention.
Let me ask you a question. What kind did he have?
I don't know.
No, because listen, that's important too.
Oh, wow.
Because there's different levels of condoms. You can go to the bodega and get a 3-pack for $1, or go to Walgreens and get some real ones.
Oh.
Or he could have got them from the free clinic. Why was he at the clinic?
Oh.
You can't gamble with that. That's your life. He put it on. Oh, it broke. Why did it break? Men do that. Oh, it broke. Oops.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And my thing is, even when I had the conversation, because I thought a lot about it afterwards, and we had a discussion a little bit afterwards. And I'm like, it's important to be careful, especially during the pandemic. You're kissing, of course I didn't go there sexually, but you're kissing, some people may go there quickly sexually. And if you're unprotected, I mean, that's horrific. There's so much things out there, you just never know. So it's important to be protected. It's important to, know who you're mixing with. First of all, know who you're mixing with. And then we mentioned Donald about the stability of a person, especially emotional. So I can imagine if I got involved with this guy, anybody, not just him, but just a guy right away, and his emotional stability, is just kind of jacked up. Like no telling what I would be feeling like, or what I would be mixed up in and involved with. So he could turn out to be crazy. Who knows?
Very true.
Listen, the answer to the question is how long? I would say 3 months.
See, look, y'all, that's why women, we need,
What is that?
It's a brush, but I'm saying it's something else.
No, stop.
Look.
3 months. 3 months.
This is always safe, y'all.
Oh Lord.
No, they go crazy. I'm just playing.
3 months, and you just can't entice him. That's all. If you're there watching, if he comes over, he watching TV, you see him yawning, say, okay, honey, it's time for you to go. I don't want you to drive sleepy.
Right.
All that stuff about, you can sleep on the couch. He's not going to stay on the couch.
No.
Right. So you go ahead. I was going to say Steve Harvey is right about the 90. Is it 90 days?
90 days. Yeah.
90 days. Yeah, it's 90 days. I would say 3 months, and then and you get to know the person better.
Mm-hmm.
Their wants, their likes, their dislikes, what they like to eat, what they don't like to eat, what kind of music they listen to, what type of family they have, what's their credit score, all that good stuff. You got to know all that too, because you want to get involved with somebody with a 300 credit score. Right. What can he do for you?
Right, exactly.
What kind of plans he got? Right. What do you where do you see yourself in 5 years? Where do you see yourself tomorrow?
Right.
What were you doing yesterday?
Right.
Like we said last time on the show, what is your purpose? Why are you here?
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Get a checklist, from A to Z.
Mm-hmm.
Check it off. Start checking.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely.
I was gonna say something. I'm gonna behave, y'all.
No, go ahead. We want to hear.
No, they got them crazy. Donald like no. I don't want the audience to go off too crazy, y'all. But it's just interesting, and we do got to be mindful of who we engage in with sexually. Yeah. And that's why again, that's why I have a lot of interesting things to keep me entertained.
Oh my God!
So when you hear that, get you some company by the way of toys, a brush. I'm just saying.
Look, it has thistles, y'all. It has its thistles. It has this right here.
So it'll give you that stimulation that you need.
Just messing with y'all. You're thinking.
That is so crazy. Well, I just want to hop off. I know we're like very short of time, but I do want to hop off into one more topic before we close. Fam, how soon is too soon? Hey, just use wisdom when it comes to that. Definitely use wisdom. Think about the long-term consequences, repercussions, everything that comes
impact. Yes,
everything that comes along with that. So just use wisdom in that. But moving on, I wanted to talk about the subject of closure. And we're talking, it could be closure and relationship closure and, losing a loved one, because we know that the times that we live in now, last year was horrific when it came, to deaths due to the pandemic, and just so much because, even unfortunately, if someone, gets COVID, and if they have underlying issues or sickness already, it's almost like immediate that they're no longer. So I'm sure for many, closure has been a hard thing to deal with when we're talking closure. And I mean, from relationship, be it all relationships, it could be a best friendship, it could be marriage, it could be just dating, a good close boyfriend or girlfriend, fiance, upset with your children, your adult children get into this big major fight or anything, or losing, loved ones, friends, and not being able to see them, especially when I think when COVID was really bad and you had to put your loved one in the hospital, you were not even allowed in the room, right? You couldn't even go in
Yeah.
there, only those that were infected. So, and what if they didn't make it and you didn't even say goodbye? You didn't even say I love you. Of course, you could call if there's time, if they, were able to talk. But if not, just, closure is a heavy, 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 topic in itself. It's something heavy to deal with. Being able to be at peace with no longer having that connection, that bond or that connection with that individual. So I want let's share some of our thoughts, some of our experience if we want, or um, expertise if we know what's a good route for those to have closure. Because sometimes, and this is like almost common, um, sometimes you have to just be okay with yourself, even if you didn't get that apology. Like when I mentioned about fighting, and you just want to have that last conversation, or just get that understanding of why did it have to be this way. And it could be from anything. It could be even from work, a work relationship, friendship, marriage, whatever relationship. And you don't get that apology from that individual. We have to understand how we have to be mature enough to be okay within ourselves about the situation and find closure within ourselves
Yeah.
or whatever that situation is. So y'all share with me some of your thoughts on that. And go ahead, Donald, let me hear, what do you think about dealing with closure?
Well, I think death closure and relationship closure are totally different.
Right.
My mother um, has passed on about 27 years ago,
Mhm.
and I still don't have closure. And when I say that, yes, I miss her.
Mhm.
So I know it's things that remind me of her that would always, she would always be in my heart, my tattoos,
Right.
and just me driving to the cemetery just to talk to her.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I'm doing something stupid, I still talk to her as if she was around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
And I go, Mom, what should I do in this situation? I'm sorry for what I did. I know you've seen me do it.
Mhm.
I do that, 3, 4 times a year.
Mhm.
That's what I do.
Right.
I look at her pictures, things like that. Now, as far as relationship closure,
Mhm.
you're not going to have closure if you're still bitter at someone.
Right.
Yes.
So if it was if it was a nasty breakup, um, you're never going to have closure.
Right.
So what you need to do, even if it was a nasty breakup and you and this person don't want to even, you just can't stand each other, you
Mhm.
need to just get in touch with that individual and say, listen, I know it wasn't the way we broke up. It wasn't right. It shouldn't have been this way. If it was your fault, apologize and just move on.
Mhm.
Trust me, I had to do it plenty of times,
Right.
because I don't want someone hating me.
Right.
If you dislike me, okay, don't hate me because of something I did.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how you get that type of closure. You just got to keep moving and look and just don't look back. I
Right.
always use this analogy that the reason the rear view mirror is so small and the windshield is so big is
Right.
because because if you look in the rear view mirror, that's small stuff. Look to the
Mm-hmm.
future, look to something big.
Right.
Yes.
So if I'm mad at you for something that you did to me and it's always on my mind, I see stuff that remind me of you. That means I'm a nut job. A
Right.
certain song come on, a color of a car, and then the first thing popping in my head is you. That's not closure.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Very true.
And I'm sorry is just 2 words. That can just make the rest of your life so grand.
Right.
And then if you do break up with someone, not saying that people can't be friends,
Mhm.
but why are you still their friend? Why are you still in their business? Because you haven't moved on.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So you would never get closure.
Yeah.
You know.
Queen A, what do you think?
So I'm going to read something. We had posted this to our Heart, Mind, and Voice social media, and the question was, it's actually a statement. It's okay to forgive people and still deny them access to you. So
Yeah.
I'm going to read that one more time. It's okay to forgive people and still deny them access to you. So I just thought that was very powerful because sometimes we think that closure, like, we have closure, like we have forgiven, and then we allow the same situation to enter in our lives again. Whether
Right.
feeling is a relationship, it's, old habits or whatever it is. Like,
Right.
we have to die to, meaning closure. We have to learn how to bring closure to matters. And sometimes, like you said, Donna, if it's in a relationship, sometimes you won't have that closure. Sometimes you disconnect from a person, and you may not ever have that closure. And it's like you have to learn within yourself. Like, the first thing again is acknowledging, because we spoke about this before in another show, but acknowledging where you have done, where you have done wrong, or because sometimes somebody could have done you wrong. It's not always the other person, but when you allow somebody to do something wrong to you, that's where you have done wrong, because you have allowed it. So accepting, acknowledging where you have done wrong, that's the first sign and step to closing, to closing the door. I want to read this as well. I have read it the other day, and it said, closure happens right after you accept that letting go and moving on is more important than projecting a fantasy of how things could have been.
Right.
And I think that's very important as well, because we so focus on, I should have done this, I should have said this. And that's what keeps that door open. We keep cycling in our minds what we could have done, what we should have done, the way things should have been, instead of moving forward. So my thing that I do to let go and to bring closure, because sometimes you can be energetically connected to a person, or energetically connected to a thing or a habit, that is hard to close that door. So what I do, prayer is the number one thing. The second thing is I journal. I can't always talk to people about how I'm feeling inside. Like, sometimes that's a challenge for me. I may speak to a therapist or a coach or a best friend, or, just a friend. But sometimes those intimate feelings that keep you kind of stuck, I have to release it by, praying. I go out walking in nature. That's very important to me. And I think and I let go into nature. I also journal. Journal is so important, because you learn how to release everything. It's called like mind dumping. At the end of every night, is especially for you to go to sleep. And another thing, if you're not sleeping at night because you don't have closure, I know this all too well. If you're not sleeping too well because you do not have closure, and that is, you have to mind dump. You have to release it on paper, release it, journal, get all those thoughts out. So you can forgive yourself, and remind yourself and affirm, I forgive myself for so and so and so. If someone passed or a relationship has ended and you can't connect or talk to that person, just write that person a letter. Tell them how you feel. That way you can begin to bring the healing spiritually, energetically, so you can begin to close that door. So it's several steps you can take to close the door. You just have to really be willing to put in the work and not stay stuck in the mind, because you stay stuck in the mind, guess what? You're going to create blockages spiritually. You're going to create blockages from positive things coming into your life for you to move forward. So listen, something not bringing you happiness, something not bringing, you don't know how to close it. Just learn how to forgive. Right. That's the first and foremost thing. You got to forgive. Forgive yourself first, forgive the others next.
And that's exactly what closure is that, if you don't have it, it's that lack of forgiveness for yourself and then for the other person. And that's a also true statement that I definitely had to learn when it comes to forgiveness. When you forgive someone, it doesn't mean that you have to allow that individual, if it's dealing with, relationship of any kind, not just, intimate. It could be, well, friendship is kind of intimate too, but it could be friendship, relationship, of course. It could be, your relationship with anyone. If that person is not aligned with your energy, not aligned with, your path, whomever that individual, you can forgive, as they can be as close, they can be as far from you. Forgive yourself for that situation, forgive them, and you can move on. You do not have to allow that toxic energy or whatever, that tainted energy or whatever it is back into your life, until or unless, there's a major change in their area. And if you so decide, but it's not a requirement. You do not have to, if I forgive them, then I got to be their friend again. Then I got to do this again. No, you do not. You can move on. Yeah. Go
I
ahead.
want to ask the audience. I just want them to put in the chat. How do you bring closure to matters? Definitely want to hear from our audience and want to know, because other people may need to bring closure to a matter and not sure how. There's many different ways. So we want to hear from you. Let us know how you bring closure to a matter. And Coach Lon, if you don't mind, I just want to tell a really quick story.
Go ahead.
So I met this woman. I was taking a lift, and I met this woman, and she told me that her husband died. I think it was about when the pandemic just happened. Her husband died, and she never had a chance to say goodbye or anything. She said he left out that morning to go to work. He went to the doctor just for a routine checkup, and they ended up keeping him. And he went into critical condition. So and they were married for 35 years. And she says she never had the chance to say goodbye or any of that. So now she she does Lyft on the side as a way of coping. So I asked her, I said, well, how did you get closure? How are you dealing with it? So she says she hadn't talked to nobody, but it's now really hitting her because she never had a chance to say goodbye. She never had it. She said he left that morning and they never spoke again. So she couldn't even go into the hospital. So she's in a state of depression, and to deal with it, she does Lyft and so forth. So I asked her, I said, well, it is important for you to heal yourself, and how are you coping? So even for those who have loved ones who have died and you don't know how to cope, or you don't know what to say, or you're still dealing with, loved ones who have passed, you to get to say the right thing to them. Find some door to help you bring closure in your heart so you can heal. So you don't have to stay, holding on to that. You don't have to stay depressed. A lot of times depression comes from us being stuck because we didn't know how to forgive and bring closure. So again, forgiveness is very, 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 very important.
Absolutely. It is key to moving forward, in your life. There's a question that I wanted to ask about closure when it comes to we spoke a lot about, I think Donna mentioned a little bit about, not having that closure when it came to, the death of his mother. Now, we definitely, highlighted the closure when it comes to relationship. But, during this pandemic, the death of a loved one, and I would assume that the forgiveness would be, it's okay that, I wasn't there. I was there in spirit, with that individual because, if that person is in the hospital and they have COVID, even though everything has opened back up, I'm not sure, I'm not aware of, do they allow them in the room now because everything has opened up, society has opened up, or is it still the same if they have COVID, if they're actually dying from it? Do they allow the loved one to have their final, to say their final goodbyes, or is still the same as last year? So I don't know, but I do think about that because of it's going on so much and it's so relevant right now. Not, I didn't even get to say bye. I was just talking to them last week. I was just talking to them last night, and then you get this phone call that they're no longer. How do you come to terms with that? Queen A, looked like you were getting ready to say something.
No, I'm adjusting myself because I'm like, this is a heavy topic.
Yeah.
So you gotta be strong.
Yeah.
Right.
And like we say this all the time, you gotta pray. Because you cannot do this on your own.
Yeah.
God has given us the roadmap.
Yeah.
To follow. Anything, we got all these different devices now.
Oh,
we can go on if we need a scripture on depression, is there. We need the scripture on how to cope with something, is there. Like Keneen said, talk to someone.
Yeah.
She has a journal. You can't give everybody your business because they'll use that against you.
Right.
So that's another topic. But talk to someone that can relate to what you're going through.
Yeah.
All right.
A support group, right?
A support group, yes. A support group, right.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you're strong-minded enough, you can take that time and just be with yourself. Get to know you first.
Mm-hmm.
Because the mind is strong. We just don't exercise it.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
We just don't exercise it. I mean, some of the best times you can have is by yourself.
By yourself, right?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Reading a book, just not the footnotes. Listening to music, they got, and if you don't want to pick up a book, they got audio books.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I listened to this guy, Billy Osbrooks
Mhm.
and Eric Thomas all the time.
Eric
I
Thomas.
like what they say.
Mhm.
I like Eric Thomas because he's strong and aggressive. He beats it in you.
Very. Yeah.
I like that. He
Yeah.
just goes in. He's like veins popping out of his head. He's like, "Ah!" I love that. I
Yeah.
love that. You know.
He speaks nothing
So
but truth. Yeah.
yeah, and so that's what you need. You got
Yeah.
and you can get through it.
Mhm.
God, what did it say? God didn't give us a spirit of fear.
Right.
So we should not be afraid of nothing, whether it's a Karen or whether it's a kid or whatever, whoever it is. We should not be afraid of nothing, but we gotta use wisdom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
And
Yeah.
he's
And that's
and the
it.
Bible says too, he didn't put too much on us that we can bear. So sometimes we have to understand what is on us. That burden that we may carry is to press out something in us, whether it's healing or gift, but it's to press out something in us.
But laughter is good. And the reason I say
Oh,
that
yeah.
is because you can have something with someone 25 years ago
Mhm.
and then bring it up a month ago and laugh about it.
Right. Right.
But now think about this. If you're bringing it up 25 years later, you never had closure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Why are you still thinking about that one night 25 years ago?
Mhm.
But once you can sit with that person, you can laugh about it. It shows you that the friendship that you got now is more important than that one night 25 years ago.
Oh, absolutely.
So you value what is now because God knew 25 years ago that would have been a mistake.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So you fast forward 25 years later,
Mhm.
and all is grand.
Now, do you think? I would ask this question: do you think that after that long amount of time, that length of time of just being away from each other, and then when you do come back together, do you think that the individuals are obligated to give you closure then?
No, because if it's a true friend,
Mm-hmm.
everything will be good. Because, like I said, you could just sit there and laugh about it.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And then also forgiveness.
Yeah.
When you have
And
forgiven,
then, you ask the question, why did this happen? Why did that happen? And you just
Right.
sit there giggling like, oh, yeah, that was funny, blah, blah, blah. You're crazy.
Yeah.
And that's it.
And then some people, they really don't care, about, especially being that, long time ago. Like, I don't care what it was. Like, I just want to look forward to the now. And if, like I mentioned earlier, if they choose to want to, pick up the friendship and move forward, that's great. If you don't, but the message is you're not obligated to.
Right. But it's also dependent on what the situation was.
Yeah.
Did you steal a dime from the person or did you steal $100 bill from the person? How serious was it that you would be mad at a person or say upset?
Right. Yeah. That definitely makes a difference because it could be a misunderstanding. Well, that's not much of anything if it was just a misunderstanding versus you stole my wife 20 years ago. You stole you stole my husband 20 years ago. You did the ultimate betrayal to me 20 years ago. That's a major difference from, oh, I thought she said this, but she didn't. She said that, or he said this, but he didn't. He said that. It's just a whole big misunderstanding. So it's like a very innocent thing. People misunderstand all the time, every day. So closure can be something, but it's definitely doable.
Maturity. It comes with maturity.
Maturity. Absolutely.
And another thing I want to say also, when it comes to closure, we have to get out of this thing of playing the victim. So yeah, because it's like you're never going to bring closure playing the victim. If you're like, oh, this person did this to me, this person did that to me.
Why always me? Why
yeah,
always me?
right. It's like we are becoming emotionally mature. If we are evolving, we get out of this victim mindset of, woe is me, this person did this person did that. It's time to grow up. It's time to take responsibility and accountability for your own life and become a better person.
Right. That's right, HMB fam. That's what we're all about. Healing the heart, renewing the mind, all through the power of transparency.
Amen.
Thank you so much.
Question before we go. Did your guests give me a name yet?
They have not put fam. Y'all have not put any
Good.
names. for Donald in the chat. We're trying to find him a tag name.
No, that's
Nikki,
good.
what you think? What you think, Nikki? If
Oh,
Patrina's on, what you think, Patrina?
No, if they didn't do it yet, that means they still have a little respect for me.
Okay, we all have respect, but they just be thinking.
Lots of respect for you.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, thank you so much. I'm gonna get this.
Don the realist. Oh, I love that.
Don the realist. Yes, he is definitely real.
Okay.
I keep it 100.
Thank you, Nikki.
Thank you,
Thank
Nikki.
you so much. Well, we're definitely gonna vote on that. But what he comes up with,
I like. That was better than what I had.
What you had? What you had, Donna?
That was better than what I had, bro.
What did you
What
have?
were you thinking?
No.
I'm gonna call you right now and find out. Hold on.
Listen, if I use that name, I'm not allowed to be back on. I will not be allowed to be back on here no more.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna call you and ask you anyway.
The powers that be said, if I ever bring that name up ever again, we will be in court.
Oh my God.
Oh, okay.
I can't bring that one out. I can't bring that one
out. Okay, so we're liking Don the Realist. Don the Realist. We're so glad you tuned in with us tonight. And Don, we're the Realist. We're so glad to have you as always. You provide so much knowledge.
I thank you guys. I thank my little sisters for having me.
Oh, yes. And we're so glad you're here, big bro. Not you, Queen Wayne, but we're so glad.
Keep it up. Keep it up.
Thank you all so much. Please stay tuned because we have exciting news for you on next week. We are going to be extending the show through Patreon, and we're going to have all that information listed, and that's where we're going to get down. You think that we get down? No.
So I can take my seatbelt off?
Below the surface in the Patreon. So
I can take my seatbelt off?
You can take that seatbelt off and whip the crowd up.
Look, y'all, we getting naked in the room, y'all. We're gonna get out like that, but
oh Lord. Well, I won't.
Naked conversations, y'all. We love everyone. Have an awesome, blessed week. We will see you on next Saturday, and we be out. Bye.